Yeah, welcome. Welcome to this episode of the Columbia Group podcast. We have the month of October, and October is the Global Diversity Awareness Month. So we thought it's a good idea to talk about diversity today, especially as diversity is a core value for us here at the Columbia Group. Why is it a core value? Because we do accept, we do appreciate each individual just the way they are in their uniqueness. That's very important for us. But we also know that all these differences and this diversity is the foundation for a successful company. So that's actually really great. So, yeah, before we enter into this discussion, I have three wonderful colleagues with me here today. Let me shortly introduce myself. My name is Claudia Paschkewitz. I'm working for the Columbia Group since 34 years. I have various functions in the group, but today I'm here as my role is Group Director for Diversity, Inclusion and Sustainability. And we shall go ahead and introduce ourselves. Angela.
For those that don't know me, my name is Angela Bekyaris. I'm in the marketing department, the communications officer, and I've been in Cyprus for 4 years. I'm of Greek and Cypriot heritage, but I was born in South Africa and grew up there, and so that's a bit about what I'll be talking about today.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexandra. I joined Columbia Group 2 years ago as a Korean commercial assistant manager. I'm originally from Romania and came to Cyprus 16 years ago.
Well, for those that don't know me, I'm Stavros Fokas. I am the claims manager and already 15 years within the Columbia family, dealing with claims, insurance, and other related issues. I come from Greece. I wouldn't say I'm very much diverse. Nevertheless, I learned living with diversity through the years, thanks to the background of my family, the type of job, were captains on board, and of course through working on companies such as Columbia Ship Management.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, topic is diversity. So what's very interesting, what you have just said. I mean, you have lived a long time in South Africa. How is that different to Cyprus?
I think I was introduced to diversity from a very young age. So I think growing up in post-apartheid South Africa, I was around 12 years old when Nelson Mandela came into power. And so I experienced going to school with different cultures, different backgrounds, people who spoke a variety of languages. And I grew up meeting so many different people, going to school with them, moving into university with the same, and then entering the working world the same. And then entering Cyprus and having to enjoy a company that is filled with diversity.
True.
I mean, you joined Columbia 2 years ago. Do you have the same impression that there's full of diversity here?
Yes, indeed, it's full of diversity, and it's actually something that fuels my passion to work, to be here, because I do feel a sense of belonging because of the core values of the company, diversity being one of them and very important to me personally.
Yeah. What about you? You mentioned a bit your background with, what do you say? You have masters in your, ship masters in your family?
Yes. Yes. As I said, through the years, being on board the vessels, along with my father as a master mariner, and then my brother being also a deck officer, we only experience that we can gain from diversity and its positiveness and accepting the different cultural backgrounds. And in the end, we realized that there is no other way, because our whole world is diverse, and the only way ahead is to embrace everyone and just work together as one.
What's interesting with what you said is that you didn't come from a very diverse background, coming from Greece to Cyprus. But diversity is so much more than just race and culture and nationality.
Correct.
We're now able to live in a world where we're starting to understand neurodiversity and people who have different abilities. And so that's changed a lot. And we, every day in our workspace, we are able to meet and work with people who do things differently and express themselves differently. And that's so much different to just, it's about how they see the world. It's not just about how we see the world.
Exactly.
That's interesting what you just said about the neurodiversity. I think that's a matter really, or topic really close to your heart, I guess.
It is close to my heart. So I think I really went deeper into diversity when my son was born. I have a 7-year-old who has autism, and I started to see the world differently. I see things more patiently, more gentle, and you start to see that not just in children, but in the environment that we work in, people that we see on a daily basis. Everyone works differently. People understand things differently. They feel things differently. And we need to all learn to adapt to all of that in order to adjust to, we all have the same capabilities. We're all able to do the same. We're all passionate about what we do. But we need to be able to understand that everyone's going to do it differently. And if you just take your workspace that you're in, there are so many different types of people, different cultures, different personalities,
Background, yeah.
different
Absolutely.
backgrounds.
And I think here we come to a very important point. It's communication. Huh? We need to talk about it and just to understand. I might think, you're doing like this and you're acting like this, but you might have a totally different intention. And it's good just to openly exchange. How do you see that?
Exactly. If I may, communication is our only way to bridge the gaps. There are many different types of communication: oral, written, body language, and of course other means. If we manage to establish the proper way of communication, clarifying the message from the sender towards the receiver, it makes everyone's life better. Always with respect towards everyone's differences, and as I said, backgrounds.
Yeah, I really think a lot of problems could be avoided if we just
Definitely.
communicate properly. Huh?
Right. We have to leave any assumptions out. We have to get rid of any bias that we might have, preconceived thoughts. Otherwise, the communication is just failed from the beginning.
Yep.
We will interpret in our way something that the others might or might not intended to say. And this is how disagreements come, misunderstandings and conflicts at a later stage.
Absolutely.
And everything could have been avoided if we were just open-minded when we started the conversation.
Absolutely. I have sometimes situations where what you said, you predict something and you're kind of angry. You said, oh, what did he say? But when you start talking, it's often, there's a solution. You see, no, it was meant totally different. So that's great, actually. Yeah.
The message as a form of communication will stay the same, right? The form of communication, the words, the written, or the whole message as all. Now, how someone perceives it is different. And this is, as Alex correctly mentioned, we need to be directly and leave outside any assumptions or bias or any other negative feelings that will alter the main message.
I think there's also perception that diversity is always about male and female. And when most people talk about diversity, even in the office, it's always how many men are in an office, how many women are in an office, or on board. And diversity goes so beyond that. And so the communication of learning that this is not just about male and female, and this is about people's abilities and how you can work together as a team and pick up people's strengths and weaknesses. That will make your team stronger. It will empower empathy. There's so many advantages from it.
Well, here as well, inclusion comes into the picture, because you cannot have diversity without inclusion.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the foreign, or let's say the exotic new elements are not properly integrated, it will be just chaos. Communication will not be proper, and everything will go bad. So that's why diversity and inclusion are always hand in hand.
I fully hear what my fellow colleagues you're saying right now, and this is what I would like to add from my side, that diversity can be of greatest strength, especially for a company. The fact that it can only deliver real value when it's built upon a strong foundation of culture, core values, a shared sense of purpose, clear communication. Exactly what Colombia is standing out. This is what Colombia is offering, a strong culture and all the rest that enables us to embrace the diversity.
It's
Absolutely.
introduced to you from the beginning. I mean, you start working at Columbia and you're told about how important diversity is. And for those that didn't feel it was, you feel it. You feel it in the company. And every person that's in the room should be valued. Doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter which country they come from, and doesn't matter what position they're in. You know, they always say you should treat the CEO the same way that you treat the janitor. That is so important.
And it starts with valuing yourself. I mean, when we talk about diversity, you always look around you and say, what is diversity is around me? But let's look at our inner diversity. We have so much diversity in ourselves. And sometimes you get rid of the old rules, but maybe you also get, sometimes you just keep them. And just recently, 2.5 weeks ago, I was actually becoming a new role. I was a grandmother of my first grandchild. So that's actually a very nice role to see. And also to see my son becoming a father, an absolutely new role. So, and I think appreciating your diversity inside yourself, I feel, also gives us a chance or to value a bit more the diversity outside. Or how do you see that?
Yes.
Definitely. And as you grow, I think the best thing, I mean, they always say, in order to grow, you need to change. And you do. You need to see the world differently. And you took on your role as grandmother and you're going to experience things differently, but you're still going to be a leader and you're still going, you seeing your son the way he is. And I know for myself, watching my son grow up and watching how people treat him and how he's accepted into the world has changed me as a person. And I think all of us, whoever we've worked with, somebody in your past, a previous colleague, a friend, somebody you studied with, someone you worked with, has changed something about you that has allowed you to open up, see people differently.
Both valid points. And Claudia, thank you for that. Because this is a very good reminder for all of us that we start and there's evolution throughout the process. And of course, we may end up into different environments. But yes, the roles change. We are not the same. And especially in your case, you've gone already to 2, 3, 4 major stages. And this also reflects on how you treat your people, your fellow colleagues. There's a different approach. And what you have done, and this is what it proves us today, is that you're embracing the change and then you provide it to everyone around you, becoming better. Yes, different, but better. So being different means better. There's no negativity. We embrace it and we work towards our joint goals.
If people feel safe and seen, they're not just going to show up, they're going to shine. And that comes from the top. And Columbia's done a good job with that, but it comes from the top for all of us, as parents, as colleagues, as management, from everywhere. If those people are seen for what they can offer and what they can put to the table, they're valued for.
Absolutely. And I think every one of us, each one is a role model. So we cannot say, okay, they are not doing this, but I have to do it on my own and say, okay, every step I take is according to my values. And so, yeah, that's something we should always consider, that we are role models.
And someone is always watching you. It doesn't matter who you are. You're always being watched. So you should be the best role model that you can be.
Yeah, especially within our office and our everyday work. We should be role models, allowing us to show the proper pathway to the rest of the colleagues.
Indeed, we should lead by example.
Yes.
I'm personally still new at Columbia, but I believe that what makes Columbia unique and special is exactly the diversity and inclusion, the sense of belonging that offers to all the employees and workforce onshore and on the ships. It's the unicity of Colombia. We are a family. We are close to each other. We work. It's a challenging industry. There are challenging events, challenging times, but together we stand.
Absolutely. And I can say that I'm 34 years with the company now, so it's a long way. I started actually when I was 21, so I can really say it's my family.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed.
Correct.
I must say my experience with interviewing a lot of the seafarers and a lot of shore staff on board, I've managed, for all the newsletters that we do, I've managed to not only learn about different cultures and things that happen on board and around the world, but I've gotten to know people that I've actually worked with for the last 2.5 years and where they've come from and it's so interesting to see someone in a different light. You're not just seeing them in their manager role. You actually getting to know where they came from, how they got to where they are and their challenges. And that's also, it's incredible to watch.
Yeah, when you are interested in a person and you learn more about the person, then
You connect.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We have more to share than to divide.
Yeah.
And we are all on this together. And this is also what our seafarers want to see. And of course, our clients. A united company, a united Columbia, offering the best of services available to their clients, diversified, ready to adapt. And of course, as I said earlier, embracing all the different backgrounds that we have. Because in the end, we just represent a vessel. I think it's also a good example we can use. Let's see what is happening on board all vessels. There's a great variety of different ethnical and even religious backgrounds, different technical knowledge, or even professional traditions. Nevertheless, based on the fact that we have certain strong standards, our culture, our way of business, it brings only positive results, regardless of the fact that everyone is so different from the other. In the end, they're all part of one vessel, one crew, united.
And I feel we can learn so much from each other.
Yes.
It's absolutely interesting. I cannot say, I'm a senior one, so I can't learn anything from the young one. Of course I can.
Yes.
There's so much, and to share the perspectives and to have a discussion and to talk about it. It's so interesting. And we should also tell ourselves, I mean, if we were all the same, life would be, I guess, pretty boring. Yeah, very boring. So it's good to be different. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a lot about acceptance.
Yeah.
It's about accepting that people are different. Not everyone is going to be like you. Not everyone's going to learn like you or progress like you. But you've got to give them the chance. And you've got to see people, they always say you need to be kind. Kindness is free. And it's so important. If everyone just took a little bit of time to get to know why someone does something one way or the other way,
Absolutely.
the world would be a different place.
And as you mentioned, the kids. This is something. Sometimes you have here, of course, when you have a child, you have your perception how the child's going to be, and so then it turns out totally different. And you have to admit that you somehow have to
It's a
accept
challenge.
it.
It's definitely a
is.
challenge. But I think for me personally, it changed me in so many ways. I see so much in my son, and he sees the world differently, but he loves everything he does. I remember when he was small and he was nonverbal, and I used to worry that he wouldn't understand Christmas and that Santa would come, and he didn't know Santa was coming. He didn't know gifts were under the table. And I remember his occupational therapist saying to me, he knows. He's experiencing Christmas just as much as you are in his own way, and he's very happy and he's excited. He's just not showing you the way your other child is showing you. And that changes everything. Just to know that they still have the ability to do everything.
Of course.
That's a great challenge for you, I guess.
It is a big challenge.
It is, and
but it's an inspiration as well.
Yeah, it's an inspiration, and I guess this helps you also in the world to accept the other people more. Yeah?
Definitely. I think as you get older, generally, you see things differently.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think all the challenges we've come through, and I think people should get to know people that come from different countries. You should get to know people who have been through bigger struggles than you have. And together you can,
That's amazing. That's an amazing thing when you mention that, because sometimes you just maybe know people very superficial or very briefly or so, and then you get to know them a bit deeper, and then you see everyone has their own problems. Everyone has their issues.
Definitely.
And I love, getting people more and more.
And then you feel more connected to each other.
Absolutely.
And more empathetic.
Yeah.
Because empathy is actually a byproduct, if I may say, or a consequence of diversity and inclusion. It does
It comes together. I agree with you. It's a very valid point. And you shouldn't.
Live diversity. I think that's the biggest thing, that we all talk about diversity. And I don't just mean live it because I had a child who has autism, but if you live it by experiencing and wanting to know about other cultures, it's no longer something that you have to measure up. It's just something that you can celebrate.
I think if you love people, it comes naturally.
Yes, literally, yeah.
And accept.
And I love people. So
True, that's true. But we know that.
We know that.
We know that all these years, and you're fantastic.
And people
examples.
admire you as a leader because of that.
Exactly.
Because you treat people exactly, you treat them all the same. Like we said
Yes.
about the CEO of the janitor. In the years that I've worked with you, that's what I have experienced with you.
Always positive, always open,
Yes.
and able to embrace.
embracing, that's a good word.
Mhm. That is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, from our side, in terms of handling claims all these years, we, despite the fact that we have almost 6 or 7 on average different professionals, they all come from a different background. Someone has knowledge on being on board vessels, someone with a technical knowledge, there's another fellow colleague with legal background, one with knowledge on diplomatics and on languages. We have also colleagues from other countries, origins, South Africa. And of course, they all have different roles in their life. Mother, younger mother, soon-to-be father, for example. People that they are more experienced or less experienced, people with different types of energy. But in the end, how we all put together our knowledge, our expertise, our perspective, it will surely help us handle a claim on better terms. Those are different angles. We all know the problem. We know which are the obstacles, but the angles change and can give a different idea and possibly a solution in the long run. So from our side, dealing with claims, we can reassure you that diversity can only assist in the long process.
And here we come again to the communication, discussion, communication. Sometimes you sit alone in front of a task and you're like, how to handle it. And when you start a discussion, and as you said, if there's diversity, it sometimes things are just easy because
It's great teamwork.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody has their bit to share.
Yeah.
And everyone's little bit makes it work so much
Yeah.
better.
And it shows you actually the way. And
It unleashes to the way. So it is always helpful. At least the fact that you are open, it can only assist.
I come from crewing, so the seafarers and our clients are at the heart of everything we do. Diversity for us and inclusion is not just a concept, we deal with it every day. We adhere to it and we simply share it and live by it.
Yeah,
It's just a reflection. Alex is absolutely right. This is the reflection of what is going on board vessels. The same should apply for the office. So it's a better level of communication and understanding and empathy, as you earlier very well said.
Empathy is essential, for sure. Everything that relates to diversity and inclusion.
And it should be taken in every area of your life, from the office, from the vessel to your home to everywhere. It should be included in everything that you do.
Absolutely. And listening, carefully listening, that's very important.
Something that's very challenging.
Yeah, it can be.
It can be.
But if you do it and you remember what people told you, that's something which is great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Again, goes back to connecting with those people.
Yeah.
I believe that at the end of the day, it's a matter of personal choice, how much we choose to let the other express themselves, how much we listen to the other. Yeah, we live in a very fast-paced environment and industry, but still, at the end of the day, it's our choice on how we behave and how we respond.
This is where we stand out as a company because we enable safe environment within the office. We on board vessels have the open reporting system. We have all these means of communication to share any problem or to report any issue, which reassures what we have been discussing now on the clear communication and also the being able to share information in a valid way that can only benefit everyone in the process.
Absolutely. What about your part, your marketing part, your work? What about diversity? Is that
I
something?
mean, we definitely have diversity in our team. There's a few of us that are from different countries, different cultures, and we're all different personalities. I know everybody thinks the marketing team is the most fun team in the office, but I really think it's that all our personalities click in some way, that we're all so different, but yet come together to put any product and any challenge that we're given. We just put all our energy into it. I mean, we organized Maritime that just passed, and everyone was stressed and everyone was tired, and yet everybody came together to make sure that the final product was going to be perfect. And everyone had a different strength and weakness in it. And I see that with everything that we do, from our publications to events to anything that's happening. I personally feel that our team connects because we're all open-minded. We all want to know more about each other. We all know about each other's personal lives. It's to a point that we understand, like they will understand with me. If I am running late one day because I had to fetch my son from school and he had a challenging day, that is also a very important factor in a company. I think making sure that your employees know that you're working hard and finalizing your projects is the most important thing. But we're a family and everybody looks out for everybody else.
Yeah, and if you have a defined goal, for example, if you say you talk about Maritime, about the party, or so, you have a goal which you want to achieve together.
And you all want to achieve it. It's the same goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is what you should remember, I guess, that we are working together hand in hand. And for this, all the diversity is needed.
I mean, we were joking, Claudia and I, that the ESG report took us 9 months to put together.
Yeah.
And at the same time that we were compiling the ESG reports, Claudia's son's wife was pregnant with the baby. And it was the exact same time that the baby was going to be born. And it felt to us that this was our baby as well. Yeah. That we had put this together for 9 months. We all worked so hard. And when it was released, our baby went out and then her baby arrived. And it was so great.
So we almost named the baby ESG, but we stopped this.
Having passion for what you do and acknowledging your colleagues.
Yeah. Absolutely. Especially when you have like long projects like this report, which is going over months and months and months. Yeah. And in a team, maybe someone is exhausted about the task, but the others are not. And then it turns the next week. And you always help each other to say, okay, no, then I took over the part this week. And next week, you will be stronger again. And that is...
when you say that, I had heard a podcast about a couple giving 50-50 in a marriage. And that there's no ways that a couple can give 50-50. And that some days the wife can give 80 and the husband will come home and he can give you 20 and vice versa. And it's the same with the team. Yes. We will all come in with something happening in our lives. And some days, some of us can give more, some can give less. But as long as we're all giving what we can on each day, we are putting in 100% to everything that we are doing.
That's great.
That's a very valid point.
And if I may add, feeling included, feeling accepted, it's very important for us employees, the workforce, because we give more. Seeing that we are valued and heard and supported fuels our passion for work, our productivity, our desire to go on and give our best every day. It's not just a job, it's not a career, it's more than that. It's a family in the office. And I believe Colombia has, if not the strongest, but one of the most powerful organizational culture and support for the employees.
We spend more time with our colleagues than we spend with our families.
We do.
So you need to make sure that you get on with them and that you can rely on them and that they can rely on you.
Yes.
You really feel comfortable to come to work. That's important.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. And feeling included is part of the human nature. No? This is what we all want to do.
Inclusion.
Yeah.
For me,
excluded is really hard.
Yes, it is hard. Nobody wants to feel excluded. Nobody wants to feel put aside. Personally, as a working mother within the shipping industry, it's always a challenge to balance family life with a career. But I'm very happy to work for a company that values and gives this flexibility and support, because I don't not to have to choose between my career and family.
I agree.
You should never do this choice. So it was so nice talking to you today.
It was great.
It was really nice. So I think we keep on talking later, huh?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having
Thank you
us
for having
here.
us, Claudia.
Thank you very much. It was a lovely session, I can
Thank
say.
you.